Right, looks like we're live. Welcome everyone to what should be round 2 of the Clubhouse Games DS online tournament. I don't think this screen has been quite updated yet. Nice. There we go. Anyhow, today Kiwi is facing off against Midi. I'm your commentator, Brassbeat. And it looks like we are jumping in right now, so we should be seeing a number soon. All right. Number 30, that's could be one of those variety games. Word balloon, interesting. Let me do a thing. Yes, that's better. So yeah, we're gonna see them setting up the game, and then we're gonna go right into it. All right, so this is Hangman. So we see that Kiwi got a hit on it on their first guess, and it hit 3 letters. And because it was a hit, Midi can't see what he guessed, what Kiwi guessed. So but if it misses, so in this case Midi guessed a C, so Kiwi can see that Midi guessed a C, and that's what you can sort of memorize that and go along a bit. Kiwi's going for interesting choices of letters so far. The M is a miss. Kinda interesting that he's picking a lot of consonants early. Not something you'd commonly see, especially when he still only has 1 vowel. There you go. They've got the E, and now they can go ahead, I hope. Midi is so far 1 letter ahead. Kiwi's taking their time. Taking nice and easy. Gets a miss. Now we're gonna see what Midi picks the F and misses. Okay, so Kiwi is not seeing so far is missing the N, but they do correctly guess the L. Midi also hits the L. All right. And Kiwi misses with a D. Another miss by Kiwi. That leaves Midi with 1 letter, and he hits it. The word is venerable. If I'm not mistaken, this is just this is just gonna be done over 1 round, so that means Midi is gonna take the first point. Some GG's in the Discord chat. Wipeout's asking what on earth is venerable. Yeah, it's This game has a way of picking very uncommon words, generally. Like, venerable is a bit of a stuffy word. Meanwhile, we have a letter. We have a new game. It's Last Card Plus. Okay, so if you recall Last Card from the Switch game, Switch Clubhouse games, then this is essentially the same game, except it uses like a standard deck of cards instead of like especially printed deck, like Uno would, for example. Okay, so it looks like they're playing this. So a good thing to note for commentary is, as a spectator, we can see that the card that they would draw next is the 9 of clubs. The players obviously can't see this. Now, you gotta forgive me. I don't quite remember which cards have special effects attached to them in the Clubhouse version. Okay, so 3 is a normal take 3. Kiwi played that first, and nice. We get some card effects quickly. All right, let's go back to the game. So what we just saw first was Kiwi played a 3, which means Midi would have to draw 3 cards. But you can actually counter with another 3. So Midi did have a counter in hand, so now Kiwi has a huge deficit to play with. I don't think the using a normal deck is not that weird. Essentially, like in the Netherlands, we essentially also have a version of this called pesten, which translates to bullying. Interestingly enough, except like, obviously, because the game has to be explained in Dutch, like the effects are going to be attached to different cards, because that would make more sense when said in Dutch. So essentially, you have sticky 7, which would mean you get to play immediately after, and like other cards like that. Going back to the game anyhow, we see that Kiwis worked down most of their deficits. They seem to be stuck with being unable to play again on the 5 of hearts. Kiwi gets to continue with the Joker. Does this game have like an optional rule where the Joker is draw 5? Because in the Dutch game we do actually have that, and it's awful. Oh, another big stuckage on the 5 of diamonds. Transitioning into spades, that's gonna pay out well for Midi. Kiwi has an interesting choice to make. Midi got the good choice, picked clubs. I think if he were to pick hearts, he would have lost, because he would be able to play the 2, that's a draw 2, and then play the 9 immediately after. But so far the game's just going completely ham. And I think they already went through the deck once. Ooh. Kiwi gets an interesting pivot here. Might be able to get lucky and... Ooh, that's it. Yeah, he does get lucky because Midi has to play the 10. And that is GG. Kiwi wins, alright. So that brings the game to a tie, 1-all. And we go into the next game, which is 16. No idea what this is. It's checkers. This looks like a game most players would be willing to play, so yeah. They're going right into it. Alright, so Midi's taking the black pieces and going first. I gotta be honest, like, I know how this game works, but like, whenever I'm playing, I like never have like a real strategy, because this game, like, I would say it's almost a bit too abstract to sort of wrap your head around sometimes. So anyhow, we're seeing on the yeah, I feel like you're basically better at pretty much every game than you are at chess, except for maybe shogi. Anyhow, we've had our first trade. That leaves Midi at an interesting position on the right. Kiwi so far has been able to keep their pieces a lot more compact, I'd say. Ooh, and that is actually seems like a mistake. Kiwi's gonna... What? He didn't go... Yeah, he doesn't have to go for it. He can just hit it immediately afterwards, because this is also a forced capture. Yeah, so Kiwi has immediately obtained a king and a 2-piece advantage. Pretty big swing, potentially. So Midi so far has a single line of opting for organizing his pieces in a single front line. We'll see if it's gonna be able to pay off. Although this might get tricky, because if Kiwi might be able to force some more captures here. Like, for example, we can move like c3 to b4. That would force a capture on Midi side, and that would allow him to make a double capture afterwards. So perhaps Midi doesn't quite see the sort of weakness that might face having such a thin front line, as opposed to kiwi's very rather compact, compactly spaced pieces. Anyhow, Midi is bringing in reinforcements. The piece on b6 will allow him reinforcement to advance his piece on b8. Yeah, I know. Like, here's the thing. I think in actual checkers, you do something different. Instead, you number all the playable tiles in lexical order. So, like, you start from the top with 1, and then 2 is where the king now is. Then 3 has one of Midi's pieces. And, for example, the next one of Midi's pieces would be on 8. But that is wicked annoying, let's be honest. And it's not gonna be helpful for the average viewer. So I'm just gonna use chess speak for the tiles. Anyhow, Midi has a tough decision to make with his piece on... Yeah, his piece on d5. He just chooses to let that one go. But now he does not... He realistically does not have a sensible way of sort of taking advantage of that one piece that's gotten ahead of the group. Not to mention, this configuration will actually allow Kiwi's king to escape. Okay, this time it's... now moving Midi's last move from f8 to g7 does allow Kiwi to just advance one of his men to make a second king. But realistically, Midi doesn't have a lot of options left. A lot of advancements will just lead to double captures now. For example, the 2 diagonal pieces, that's now no longer relevant because Kiwi's gonna get that. Kiwi's gonna capture it in between those. But like, for example, his piece on c5 is completely locked down from moving because both his pieces on c5 and a5 will immediately lead to a double capture if he advances. What he's doing now offers a bit more perspective. But there is obviously the big elephant in the room, which is that he's really far behind. And he's just... and that Kiwi has 2 more free pieces that can that can promote to a king very soon. So, with the way these pieces are, this is guaranteed to sort of lead to a forced double capture. Like 4 forced captures in a row. And the choice that you made between the first 2 pieces actually wouldn't matter. Because Midi is gonna be left with its single centerpiece regardless. on. I just realized something. What's going on in my Discord? I might need to check some of this. Output device. No, it's just that. So apparently, I'm commentating over a Discord stream because I have less latency here. But I don't think Jack is streaming the audio, so I can't enjoy the bangers now. So put some Satch in the chat, I guess. Anyhow, Midi is actually somewhat successful in this breakthrough. Does have to trade one of his pieces for it. But his king doesn't have a lot of mobility here. So far, it can't escape without being captured, and Midi also doesn't have material available to like force some to allow his king to escape. I think the best thing he can do is probably just sacrifice his piece on d4 and just running with the other man, so that he can at least play with a second king. It's very unlikely that he's going to be able to pull something out of that, because Kiwi is already at 3 kings. And even without the additional material, 3 kings versus 2 is going to be easily winnable. Alright, so Kiwi is applying a pressure on the man on d4. Interesting, Midi just chooses to let the king capture it. Yeah, that's GG, because he's out of options. Anyhow, that's gonna be another point for Kiwi, putting him ahead at 2-1. Needs just one more win to win on this round. Anyhow, new random number is gonna be 20, and that is connect 5. I think. Yeah. Connect 5. So actually this, so connect 5, it's called connect 5 in this game. On the Switch game it's called Gomoku, like it normally would be. Alright, so a very quick rundown of the rules. Midi has the black pieces and Kiwi has the white pieces. They simply take turns placing one, and whoever gets 5 in a row will win. Because normally the player that goes first, which is black, has quite a significant advantage. There are certain configurations that would normally lead to an easy win, but black is not allowed to play them. So for example, Kiwi could add a third piece to his line of 2. That would make an open 3. Essentially, that has a minor threat in that if the opponent doesn't do something about it, then the open 3 will become an open 4 next turn, and an open 4, which can be would be appended to on both sides, is a guaranteed win. Now there's a move called the 3-3, which is to make 2 open 3s at the same time. That would lead to a win because the opponent can only respond to one of those 3s in time. Such a configuration, black is not allowed to play that. Then there's the 4-4, which is making a 2 sets of 4 in a row at once, which even if they're both like closed off on one side, that's also still a winner, and that's also not allowed for player 1. So the main sort of configuration that player 1 can still go for is a 4-3, which is in 4 in a row that is half open, and an open 3 on the same turn. That's sort of the main win con that player 1 has left. Now, it seems like the game has gone back and forth a bit. Kiwi has tried some rather aggressive moves that do sort of allow him to temporarily gain the initiative over Midi, but it's also very likely to sort of leave your pieces in positions where further threats are less feasible. Anyhow, Kiwi is now moving. Midi has made a double closed 3, which doesn't do a whole lot, but could be sort of part of a 4-3. Both of them could be part of a 4-3 later on. Okay, Kiwi immediately decides to close off one of them. It's not such a terrible idea. The white piece over there still can do something with the whatchamacallit. With the other pieces on the bottom right. Midi has so far made it 3. And that allows Kiwi to actually counter it with the initiative. Kinda interesting seeing this play go back and forth a bit. Now, Midi has a few configurations. Oh, Kiwi closes in once again. Midi's taking his time here. I guess there is merit to sort of look for a way to convert his configurations into a 4-3. The one where he placed the move he placed now could have been an interesting place to go off of. If there were one directly to the left here, he would have had a 4-3 already. And this could have been a way to sort of force Kiwi's hand a bit more by making sort of threats that go further in somewhat. So far it seems like both of them like to play a bit more defensively. Often opting to close off forcing moves before they happen. Even if they're not necessarily like able to generate a win or something. But we'll see what where this game goes. Kill with another pretty defensive move. I guess it's a pretty justifiable move. Like with the 3 blacks in a row right above there, Midi could have like set up a forcing move there with a closed 4. And then with just a piece below that, it would have a serious threat for a 4-3. Actually, I have an idea. Alright, sorry for being away for a little bit. I just had the low-key genius idea of just opening the OST on YouTube, so I at least have some sound. Meanwhile, we've seem to have gone ahead with quite a bit of action on the right side of the board. Okay, Kiwi's moving to the left. Could have been another defensive move to close off the to fully close off the diagonal 3 of Midi. I guess an interesting thing to note here about the implementation of this game is whenever a simple threat happens, like the open 3 or the closed 4, on the opponent's screen, it will actually display the spaces where the threat happens. So in this game, you're well, I guess it kind of sucks. It also means you're less likely to lose just by sort of not looking at the board properly and just missing a certain closed 4. Like something like that happens kind of often in the Switch version. It can be part of the game, but to me, I personally just find the DS version just a lot more comfortable to play. Like, in real life, it's not actually such a big deal. Because the board is physically larger than a TV screen. I guess is the point I'm trying to make. Maybe Kiwi is taking their time again. Going for a simple threat with 4. This doesn't quite allow him to pivot. In fact, connecting on the horizontal with a closed 4 does actually would inadvertently kind of give Midi a decent threat on the side. Decent way to sort of generate a threat on the side, I guess. An interesting to note about this game is that both players are sort of always playing their pieces connected to like the main clump of the board. This time was a bit of an exception. Kiwi is making a threat that sort of happens inside of a line. But it's interesting to see because this could mean that players could be missing a certain tactical move because it would require them to play one off, one away from the main cluster. Interesting move by Kiwi there. Not 100% sure what the play is. I think we have to sort of consider the possibility of this game ending in a draw now. Because we're sort of reaching the phase in the game where what would be potential threats are essentially blocked off by the boundaries of the board. Yeah, this is gonna suck if this game goes into a draw. What did they play before? I think they played Last Card Plus, then Checkers. No, Checkers was third, and Word Balloon. They played Word Balloon. Yeah. So Midi won Word Balloon as round one. Kiwi then won both Last Card and Checkers. Anyhow, going back to the game, it looks Midi has an interesting configuration on the right. Goes for the immediate threats. Not sure what the plan was with that piece there. I think it would have been better if he played that piece in reverse so that Kiwi would have to block on the inside. Because where Kiwi's piece is now on the top right-ish, that would better connect to the two in a row on the top. So anyhow, Midi does kind of get the 4 and the 3 combination, but it's kind of a fake 3-4 because there's not enough room to turn the 3 into an open 4. Honestly, this board looks kind of challenging to sort of continue making threats, at least in the top right corner. Like, there's just not enough room to sort of generate new threats here that actually like fit a 5 in a row. So it seems like they're just gonna fill the corner, but I kind of doubt it's gonna lead to anything of interest. So far, Midi seems to be a bit stuck. Just having a huge cluster on the right that he doesn't seem to have that he can't really do anything with. Anyhow, plays continuing on the bottom right corner, it seems. There's a bit more space here, so something interesting might still happen. Also, I just realized chat isn't showing on stream. Is that like a mistake on Jack's part? So yeah. They're again kind of playing on the very close to the edge where not a lot of new threats. Is there a way to disable announcements? Actually, come to think about it, I could just boot up the game and check myself. That's probably the easiest thing for me to do. Alright, so I'm gonna open Connect 5, say rules. Yeah, I guess reach notification is what sorta is. Wait, did I mess something up? I think I messed up the settings again. Alright, looks like we're seeing some action in the left corner, top left corner, surprisingly. Not a lot of space to do things here. Alright, so I just checked, and it's actually quite interesting. So there is a game rule called reach notification, and that will prevent the text boxes of 3 and 4 from showing up, but it does actually still mark threats on the board. So I guess all it really sort of does is it makes the game a bit faster, because this game you would see a lot of those threats, those text boxes, and they do end up taking quite a while. Sorta. Yeah, I get that. I get that feeling too, Ender. It's kind of a cool characteristic, but in this game you would get sick of it so quickly. I can guarantee it. This feels like a big mistake on Midi's part. I feel like if he played 4-3 instead of 5-3, then he would have again had some better connections for future combinations. Whereas he's kind of running out of steam now. Oh, Kiwi's trying something, but does not have the room to make a threat here. Again, I feel like I would not have gone for the specific places of threats that Midi is going for. Alright, does it sound like I'm dissing on the players too much? Honestly, I might legitimately be, but also this game's going on for way too long and I kind of want them to just end it. Please, please, make it stop, please. I guess realistically, I am sicking quite hard on the players, but I have something to sick them for. Let's be real. I feel like this game's actually kind of reached the end of its course already. Like the margins that are left to play on aren't big enough to fit new threats diagonally. So ultimately, we're not going to see a lot of interesting moves happen now. We're just kind of waiting for them to fill the board at this point. All right, so if you forgive me, I'm just gonna go off the mic for a few minutes. If someone actually manages to pull out a win from this board, then you can all laugh at me. But I guess realistically, y'all can just enjoy the bangers and chill a bit. I'll be back in 5 minutes. So I'm back, and of course we see all players have already seem to have settled for a draw, and they're just filling the board. So with this inevitable draw, we're going with standings of 2-1 in favor of Kiwi into the last round. I think if Midi does win the last round, then we just have to play another, essentially. Yeah. All right. Good to hear. Somehow players seem to be surprised by the draw having happened. I can't tell where the OST went. Yeah, it went here. All right. Wait, hold on. I just realized we were seeing. Are we gonna play Soda Shake for the final game? This is gonna be interesting. So essentially, for those who don't know, Soda Shake is sort of the quintessential push your luck game. Yeah, let's put some nuts in the chat. I agree, Ender. All right, so essentially, game's pretty simple. There is a bottle. Players take turns shaking the bottle, and eventually it will pop. Whoever makes it pop will lose. I think what happens in spectator mode is we're not seeing the actual shaking that the players are doing. And because I don't have sound, I also cannot tell what the phase transitions are here. So you'll have to forgive the commentary being not that related to the game. Pressure seems to be rising. DC. That's bad. So it seems like Kiwi has left the room. So yeah, we're dealing with some technical difficulties. I think the plan is just to rejoin and try again. Just to answer Jack's message in chat. Thought watchers can see chat, so Wipeout says, yeah, it's odd we can't see the shaking. I think what happens is the game's just cutting some corners to avoid some timing-based interactions. Because, like, when you think about it, some of the games, the card games that do require timing-based interactions like pick or spit, they're just not available altogether. So yeah, I think the devs were just very much aware of the limitations of OGDS Online and just kind of built their online system around that. So that's why we're not seeing the shaking in Soda Shake. I think what I could do is hopefully if I just play the stream back myself, then I do have the audio, and hopefully I'm not gonna go mad off my own voice, because currently this is kind of what's happening. Right, so we're gonna see them go back into the game of Soda Shake. I doubt any VOD editing will happen, but just to be clear, this is the decisive game, kinda, in some sense. Midi has to win this game, and then he would have to win the tiebreaker. Although arguably, let's be real, I don't think any sort of commentary would be useful in this game. At least when the game does end, I can just scream "nut" into the mic, and hopefully that would be funny. Oh, come on! Yeah, this time Midi actually left the room. The current leading theory is that Soda Shake might actually be broken. Alright, so that settles it. In the voice chat, the players have agreed to a skip. So unfortunately, we're not gonna nut on stream, which is kind of sad. I guess the third-party online service is just not able to handle the sheer big dick energy of this game. So yeah, a bit of a letdown, but we're gonna pull through, hopefully. We'll just have to see what the next game's gonna be. I really should have looked into the rules a bit better. I'm not sure what exactly the rules on skipping are. I thought what I heard was that both players can agree on the skip, but that can only happen once. I'm not sure what's gonna happen now. If that's the case, then does this still count? Because we obviously skipped because of technical difficulties. And we got 31. I have no idea which game that is. Ooh, we're gonna play bowling. Now, playing bowling with touch controls could be... although Ender is saying he has successfully nutted in the third-party lobbies with Games of Nut, so it can't be that broken. The difference might be because that Midi is playing on emulator. I'm not sure why he's playing on emu. I know he has the game. Anyhow, Midi scores a 9, misses the conversion for a spare, sadly. Kiwi also gets a 9 on the first roll. We're seeing a lot of 9s so far. Let's see if Midi's finally able to convert to a spare. And he gets the spare! Let's go. I think the main problem people are having is that like, I think your tutorials said that wait, I should elaborate because bots watches, of course. Wipeout says, I think Midi said he can't get the full setup to work. I think what's happening is, to some people, is it's... let's put a pin on that and let's go back into the game for a quick bit. Midi, interestingly, only hit 1 on his double counting throw. That's a big miss, especially since Kiwi already hit a spare and then gets 7 bonus points for that. But anyhow, back to the tutorial. Like, your tutorial sort of mentions, like, it's essentially... Yeah, like, the thing about Wi-Fi is there's, like, different protocols or something. And, like, by default, like, modern routers use WPA2. The thing is, the DS, being a device from 2005, only accepts WES as a protocol, as an encryption protocol. Oh, a strike for Kiwi. Let's go. That's gonna put a big dent in the score. Let's see what Midi can do here. And he also gets a strike. Nice counter. Like, in my case, I just genuinely went into my router settings page, like the one where you like put your own IP address into the Ooh, interesting. Midi misses, gets a nasty split and fails to hit any of that. That's gonna put a big dent, especially since Kiwi is able to get good value out of his spares. He keeps hitting those 9s, and you're gonna see he's now already 20 points ahead, even though he is only like, I think only like 1 spare more. Midi does hit a spare here. We'll see what Kiwi can do here. Hits another 9. Oh, this... those very side pieces are kind of... end up being kind of hard to hit in this game. Oh, Midi's not getting good value out of his spares again. That means he's gonna... So far, Kiwi's gone at 109. Does get a spare. So he's 110. That means he's 17 points ahead and he gets another bonus. Oh, that's not good for Midi. But does actually get the spare right out of the gate. 111. That means Midi is currently... Kiwi has to score 1 point to win. And he does score 1 point, so that's GG. And that's the 3rd point for Kiwi, who takes the match, advancing to round 3. I think Kiwi will have to face Croco next round. And Midi will go into the loser's bracket. And actually will face Jack in losers round 1. That's gonna be a big marathon of games ahead of him if he still wants to sort of go ahead into... if he wants to survive into the tournament. Oh, we already... So, anyhow, I hope everyone has enjoyed the game. Bit of a wild ride, considering considering we got teased with the nuts there twice. And we got the bloody draw in Gomoku. That's gonna be a joyous fight. Absolutely joyous. Anyhow, I'm gonna head off. So we're gonna see each other next. We're gonna see a late round this evening. I'm gonna play Ender. So yeah, be sure to be there, and I'll head off.